Michael Jordan's journey through love has been marked by both highs and lows, just like his legendary basketball career. After experiencing the joys and challenges of 3 significant relationships, he seems to have found lasting happiness with Yvette Prieto. Now, after 11 years of marriage, they continue to build a life together, rooted in love and mutual respect. We wish Michael and Yvette nothing but continued happiness and success in the years to come. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the personal life of a true sports icon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video, meeting Juanita Vanoy. Michael Jordan was just at the start of his illustrious NBA career when he crossed paths with his first wife, Juanita Vanoy. They first met in 1985 at a restaurant, just a year after Jordan began playing for the Chicago Bulls. Their relationship quickly deepened, and by 1988, Juanita was expecting their first child. Early challenges and marriage. Though their relationship faced some early hurdles, including nearly involving a paternity suit, the couple ultimately decided to marry. In September 1989, almost a year after their son Jeffrey was born, they exchanged vows in a spontaneous middle-of-the-night ceremony at the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas. Following their marriage, they welcomed 2 more children, Marcus, born in 1990, and Jasmine, born in 1992. Family life and Jordan's rise to fame. As Michael Jordan's fame skyrocketed, Juanita remained a steadfast partner, often described as the head of the household, while Jordan was immersed in his career. In a 1993 interview on Eye to Eye with Connie Chung, Jordan praised her, saying, "She's very kind, quite demanding, a caring mother, and she's even learning to cook. I adore her. She has a great sense of humor just from being around." Living the high life in Chicago. For over a decade, the Jordan family resided in a Chicago mansion while Michael continued to dominate the basketball world. However, after his brief retirement and subsequent return to the NBA in 2002, their marriage faced further strain. Juanita filed for divorce, and although they attempted reconciliation, the marriage ultimately ended in 2006. Who is Juanita Vanoy? Juanita Vanoy, born and raised in Chicago on June 13, 1959, was the 5th of 6 girls in her family. Growing up on the South Side, she attended Fenger Academy High School, where she was a member of the girls' basketball team. Reflecting on her younger years, Juanita once shared, "I've always loved basketball. I even played on the girls' team during my high school days." Career and meeting Michael Jordan. After high school, Juanita pursued an associate's degree at a local community college while working various jobs. These included roles at the American Bar Association and Heitman Financial Services, a real estate investment firm. At the time she met Michael Jordan, she was working as a loan officer at a Chicago bank. She later dabbled in journalism, writing as a newspaper cultural columnist and magazine feature writer, before also obtaining her real estate license. Their first encounter. Juanita and Michael's first meeting took place in March 1985 at a Bennigan's restaurant in Chicago, introduced by mutual friends. Earlier that evening, Juanita had been in the crowd at a Bulls game, watching Jordan play, unaware that the man she'd later marry was on the court. A Vegas wedding. The couple's journey to marriage wasn't without its challenges. Despite their ups and downs, Jordan proposed on New Year's Eve in 1987, and shortly after, Juanita became pregnant with their first child. Talks of marriage slowed, and at one point, Juanita considered filing a paternity suit. Her attorney at the time noted, "Juanita felt this was necessary. Jordan wasn't addressing her needs or those of the unborn child." After their son's birth in November 1988, the couple married 10 months later in a spontaneous 3:30 a.m. ceremony at the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas. Jordan, concerned that his friends might oppose the marriage, opted for a private ceremony. "I told Juanita I was worried that when the preacher asked if anyone objected, too many hands might go up," Jordan told People. "So I said, if you want to do it, "Let's do it now." It was a spontaneous decision, part of a night of gambling and losing, and it felt right at the moment. A marriage with challenges. From the very beginning, the couple faced challenges, but they moved forward together, navigating the complexities of fame, family, and their personal lives. Different backgrounds and early challenges. From the outset, Michael Jordan acknowledged the differences between himself and Juanita Binoy. In 1993, he spoke about how he had a Southern attitude towards life, while Juanita was more of a city person. He admitted that while she enjoyed going out more often, he had lost the desire to go out, and often had to force himself to do so because he believed she deserved his time and attention. Jordan shared with People, "I'm more down-home Southern, and Juanita is more city-like. When my friends from North Carolina visit, I'm fine with them crashing on the floor. That's a Southern mindset. But Juanita thinks differently. She'll say, 'Make sure they get a hotel.'" Raising their 3 children, Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine. During their time together, Juanita and Michael Jordan welcomed 3 children. Their first son, Jeffrey, was born in 1988 before they got married. They had their second son, Marcus, in December 1990, followed by their daughter, Jasmine, in December 1992. As their children grew, Juanita made sure they stayed out of the public eye. Reflecting on this, Jasmine shared that it was primarily her mother's decision. "My dad always supported us in pursuing whatever life we wanted, but my mom was more focused on raising us her way. She made sure we knew where we came from and that our life was a blessing not to be taken for granted," Jasmine told InStyle. The 2002 Divorce Filing and Reconciliation. In January 2002, after 12 years of marriage, Juanita filed for divorce. This came shortly after Jordan's decision to come out of retirement to play for the Washington Wizards. In her filing, she requested permanent custody of their children, the title to their Chicago mansion, and a fair share of their marital assets. Jordan acknowledged that their efforts to save the marriage had failed and that continuing would be impractical and not in the best interests of the family. Jordan briefly addressed the situation during a basketball practice, stating, "When you're dealing with personal issues, work can be a helpful outlet to cope and move forward. Things will work out in the end." Surprisingly, just a month later, the couple announced that they were working on their relationship, leading Juanita to withdraw her divorce petition. The final divorce in 2006. Despite their reconciliation, Michael and Juanita Jordan eventually decided to part ways for good in 2006. In a statement released by their lawyers, it was emphasized that the split was mutual and amicable. Michael and Juanita Jordan have mutually and amicably decided to end their 17-year marriage. A judgment for dissolution of their marriage was entered today. There will be no further statements, their lawyers told People. The record-breaking settlement. As part of the divorce settlement, Juanita received a $168 million payout, one of the largest celebrity divorce settlements in sports history. Although Michael retained ownership of their Chicago mansion, Juanita's settlement marked a significant chapter in her life. Life after the divorce, business ventures, and new pursuits. In the years following her divorce, Juanita focused on raising her children. Although she had dreams of starting her own business, her kids were her priority at the time. "I always wanted to open my own business, but being present in my kids' lives, even through college, was more important. That required a lot of time," she shared with Chicago Business in 2013. Now that her children are grown, Juanita has finally realized her dream. She owns and operates a luxury online resale boutique called Juanita World, where she sells designer clothing, handbags, shoes, belts, and jewelry, including pieces from her personal collection. In 2022, Juanita also co-produced the Broadway production of Some Like It Hot. Exclusion from The Last Dance documentary. Notably, Juanita was not included in Michael Jordan's The Last Dance documentary, which chronicled his career and the Chicago Bulls' dominance in the 1990s. absence from The Last Dance documentary. When Michael Jordan's documentary, The Last Dance, premiered in 2020, fans were quick to notice that Juanita Vinoy was entirely absent from the film, despite being a significant part of Jordan's life and career. Her absence raised questions among viewers, given her influence during Jordan's rise to fame. Jasmine Jordan addresses the situation. In response to the curiosity, the couple's daughter, Jasmine, shared insights into her mother's perspective. During a Facebook Live chat with Essence, Jasmine explained that her mother wasn't bothered by not being featured in the documentary. "At the end of the day, if you'd ask my mom, she lived it. There's no need to go down memory lane and bring up everything that has already happened when the proof is in the pudding. She was at the championship. She was at the retirement ceremony. We saw her in her glory. So no, I don't think there's a need to rehash and go through it all. She already lived it," Jasmine shared. Karla Knafel. On October 23, 2002, Michael Jordan initiated legal action against Karla Knafel, a woman he had an intimate relationship with, by filing a complaint for declaratory judgment and injunctive relief. In his complaint, Jordan claimed that Knafel, through her attorneys, was attempting to extort $5 million from him by threatening to reveal their past relationship. He also stated that she had previously extorted $250,000 from him under the threat of exposing their affair. Jordan denied any agreement to pay Knafel the $5 million she demanded. He sought a declaratory judgment that her demand was unenforceable, arguing that extortionate agreements violate public policy. There was no valid consideration for any such agreement due to Knafel's existing obligation to keep their relationship private, and any such agreement would be barred by the Statute of Frauds and the Statute of Limitations. Additionally, Jordan requested an injunction to prevent Knafel and anyone acting on her behalf from continuing to seek money from him. Knafel's response and counterclaim. Knafel responded to Jordan's complaint by filing a verified answer and affirmative defenses, denying the key allegations. While she admitted to receiving $250,000 from Jordan, she claimed that it was compensation for the emotional distress caused by their relationship. She also filed a counterclaim, alleging breach of contract and anticipatory breach of contract. Knafel asserted that Jordan had promised to pay her $5 million upon his retirement from professional basketball in exchange for her agreement not to file a paternity suit and to keep their relationship confidential. Knafel's counterclaim provided the following details. Their initial encounter. In the spring of 1989, Knafel was performing with a band at a hotel in Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Chicago Bulls were in town to play the Indiana Pacers. After her performance, she was introduced to Jordan over the phone by Eddie Rush, an NBA referee. Although Jordan invited her to meet him at the Indianapolis airport, Knafel declined. Despite this, they continued to communicate long distance over the spring and summer of 1989. The affair and its consequences. On September 2, 1989, Jordan married Juanita Vinoy. However, in December of that year, Knafel traveled to Chicago to meet him, and the two engaged in unprotected sex. They met again in November 1990 in Phoenix, Arizona, where they had unprotected sex once more. By early 1991, Knafel discovered she was pregnant and believed the child to be Jordan's. When she informed him of the pregnancy in the spring of 1991, Jordan was reportedly troubled by the potential damage to his public image and the possible loss of endorsements. According to Knafel, Jordan pressured her to terminate the pregnancy, but she refused due to her personal beliefs. Jordan then allegedly proposed a settlement, offering to pay her $5 million when he retired from professional basketball in exchange for her agreement not to file a paternity suit and to keep their affair confidential. Knafel agreed to these terms. Jordan's alleged promises and Knafel's actions. In July 1991, Knafel gave birth to a child. Jordan paid certain medical expenses and gave her $250,000 which Nafel claimed was for the emotional pain and distress she experienced due to their relationship. She did not pursue a paternity suit and kept their affair secret. Jordan retired from the Bulls in October 1993, only to return to the NBA in March 1995. Despite the alleged agreement, Knafel did not demand the $5 million from Jordan during this period. In September 1998, Knafel confronted Jordan while he was vacationing in Las Vegas, reminding him of his supposed promise. She claimed that Jordan reaffirmed his commitment to pay her the $5 million. Jordan retired once again a few months later. Legal dispute and outcome. 2 years later, Nafel's attorneys contacted Jordan's legal team to resolve their contract dispute, but Jordan denied ever agreeing to the $5 million payment. Consequently, Nafel filed a counterclaim seeking $5 million for breach of contract and anticipatory breach of contract, citing Jordan's alleged promises in 1991 and 1998. However, a judge ultimately ruled against Nafel's claim for $5 million, as a DNA test proved that her child was not Jordan's. Yvette Prieto. Following his divorce from Juanita Vinoy in 2006, Michael Jordan crossed paths with Yvette Prieto, a former model, at a Miami nightclub in 2008. Their connection was immediate, and by the next year, they were living together. By 2011, Jordan had proposed. On April 27, 2013, the couple exchanged vows in front of 500 guests. Now they live in Jupiter, Florida, with their twin daughters. Although Jordan and Prieto are known for keeping their relationship low-key, they have occasionally appeared together on red carpets. The pair has also been seen enjoying various events, including basketball games, boxing matches, and NASCAR races. Recently, they were spotted vacationing in Saint-Tropez, France. Here's a closer look at Yvette Prieto, Michael Jordan's wife. Her background: Prieto was born in Cuba and relocated to Miami with her family during her childhood. Growing up near the water, she developed a passion for sailing, as mentioned by ESPN the magazine. Jordan and Prieto have taken sailing trips together over the years. Despite Jordan's dislike for water, he indulges in this activity because of her love for it. Before meeting Jordan, Prieto pursued a modeling career and worked with designers such as Alexander Wang. Past relationship. Before her relationship with Jordan, Prieto was romantically involved with Julio Iglesias Jr., the son of Spanish singer Julio Iglesias and brother of pop star Enrique Iglesias. In a 2003 interview with Hola magazine, Iglesias Jr. described Prieto as a fantastic girl and a loving, simple, and very good person. Their first encounter. Prieto and Jordan first met at a Miami nightclub in 2008. The following year, they moved in together. In 2011, Jordan proposed to Prieto during the Christmas season, and they began planning their wedding shortly afterward. They've been preparing for months. He wanted to ensure Yvette had everything she ever dreamed of, a source revealed to People. Their star-studded wedding. On April 27, 2013, the couple tied the knot at the Episcopal Church of Bethesda by the Sea in Palm Beach, Florida. After the ceremony, 500 guests were shuttled to the Bears Club, a golf course designed by Jack Nicklaus, for the reception. The wedding attracted many celebrities, including Spike Lee, Patrick Ewing, and Tiger Woods. Robin Thicke and Usher provided live performances at the reception. Maintaining privacy. Even though Prieto met Jordan after his basketball career ended, his fame continues to demand heightened security. According to ESPN the magazine, Jordan hired a private security team for their overseas trips. To protect their privacy, the couple often used code names during their travels. Prieto was known as Harmony, while Jordan went by Yahweh. Their daughters. On February 9, 2014, Prieto and Jordan welcomed twin daughters, Victoria and Isabel. The couple had announced Prieto's pregnancy in November 2013, but kept the fact that they were expecting twins under wraps. Jordan also has 3 children from his previous marriage to Juanita Vinoy. Yvette and the babies are doing well, and the family is thrilled. Jordan's spokesperson said at the time. NASCAR enthusiasts. In June 2023, Prieto and Jordan were spotted at the Ally 400 NASCAR race in Nashville. 2 days before the event, the couple attended a party at the Electric Jane, where Jordan mingled with Garth Brooks and NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace. Vacation in Italy. Jordan and Prieto spent their summer in Italy in July 2023. During their trip, they connected with friends like Magic Johnson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Judge Greg Mathis, along with their wives. The group enjoyed a lively dinner at the famous Da Paolino Ristorante in Capri. When you think of Michael Jordan, images of soaring dunks, championship rings, and unmatched competitive spirit come to mind. As one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the court, his legacy is cemented in sports history. But beyond the spotlight of the NBA, Michael Jordan's life tells a story of love, heartbreak, and finding happiness again. From his first marriage to Juanita Vanoy, which ended in one of the most high-profile divorces in sports, to his serendipitous meeting with Yvette Prieto, a former model, in a Miami nightclub, Jordan's journey off the court has been just as intriguing. Today, we'll take you through the intimate chapters of Michael Jordan's love life, revealing the personal side of the man who became a global icon.